Okay, so I gotta talk about the elephant in the fucking room. I know that the gameplay you're seeing is not Black Ops 4, but the truth is that the only way to record footage for Black Ops 4 is if I record in like 360p, plus I'd have to wait for a week until I'd be able to record, and fuck both of those things. Anyways, today I will simply be giving my honest opinion on Black Ops 4. This game receives so much hate and love, with barely anything in between the two. To me, it seems like everyone either hates or loves this game, and I can see the appeal of both sides. Personally, I love this game, and my opinion on it is a very unpopular one. I feel like I'll get burnt on a cross for saying this, but Black Ops 4 is seriously my favorite Call of Duty game. Yeah, go on, boo at me, fuck you two fellas. But if you stick around long enough, I'll tell you both why it's understandable to hate this game and why it's understandable to love it. I'll be going through different categories while talking about this game: campaign, wink wink, multiplayer, zombies, and blackout, the game mode that got boring after 2 weeks. Quite frankly, I'm excited to talk about this game, not so excited to write the script and edit the video, however, so let's get right into the main video. The campaign. Okay, so believe it or not, there is a story in this game, but it's not really a campaign or a story mode. The game takes place in 2043, so just like Black Ops 3, this game is set way the fuck into the future. While this game does not have a story mode that's really playable, the game does open up with some weird ass cutscenes explaining the short story that I was too lazy to pay attention to. However, I have watched videos summarizing it, and I can say that a campaign based on this story would probably work fairly well. The only real story you get to play through the game is when you're introduced to the different characters and get to learn how the game works with a tutorial, as well as you get to try all the different characters in a match with bots to understand how all the operators work. Although I do got to say that the only real connection between this story and literally any other story within the Black Ops universe is the fact that we have the archetypes, and among the archetypes we have Alex Mason, Frank Woods, Viktor Reznov, and Raul Menendez, all of whom have been in a previous Call of Duty game. Oh yeah, and the fact that we have some operators from Black Ops 3 in the game, but nobody really cares about that. They just find it uncreative, don't they? Now, I myself do find the lack of a campaign to be pretty disappointing, but I mean, last time a Black Ops was set in the future, Black Ops 3, the story didn't turn out that great, did it? So I don't know what's worse, the thought of how bad this story could have been, or how bad it is that we don't have one. The majority dislike this game because of the lack of story mode, whereas something similar was planned but never carried out, according to the Call of Duty wiki page. Although I do also believe that the game is kind of hated for how much it resembles Black Ops 3 without a fucking flying machine. Anyway, since the story doesn't really exist, I couldn't add much more to this section, so let's get on to our next point or whatever. The multiplayer. As I mentioned earlier, this game does have a lot of similarities to Black Ops 3, which in itself isn't that weird considering the fact that it's a prequel, but it does seem a bit cheap to the average fan's perspective. After all, there are a few things within the game that have been reused from Black Ops 3, such as Ruin's special weapon Grav Slam, which is an almost exact replica of the gravity spikes from the previous installment in the series. We also have a few of the operators that may have a different ability in Black Ops 4 than the previous games, but are still the same operators. The operators that are the same in Black Ops 3 as Black Ops 4 are Battery, Prophet, Ruin, Seraph, Nomad, Reaper, and Firebreak, and correct me if I missed any one of them. This is definitely seen as lazy for the average Black Ops fan, but I personally don't mind these specialists being the same. As someone who was always a big fan of Black Ops 3 but never owned it, I kind of like that I still get to play with my favorite characters from that game, despite never having owned Black Ops 3. One thing I like about specialists is that they all have two different abilities. Ruins, as an example, has both Grappling Hook and a Grav Slam, although it is a pain that you need to switch your character's ability out if you'd like to use a regular tactical or lethal such as a flashbang. It is noticeable that the time to kill in this game is slightly high, but with a good gun and a good control of the gun, it is quite easy to take someone down either way. But because of the higher time to kill in this game, I believe that it can often be that just whoever starts spraying with the gun first simply wins the fight. Personally, I like all of the guns in this game, but I'm still a bit bitter at the fact that you have to fucking unlock some of the guns in the game with a crate rather than challenges or leveling up. It also does hurt me that whenever you prestige, all your progress resets. This is a classical thing for most Call of Duty games, but it still makes me mad in all of them. I enjoy how create a class works in this game, and the fact that you can choose an ability outside a specialist ability. An example being the ComSec device that provides you with a kill streak earlier, and the acoustic sensor that allows you to spot enemies on the minimap when they're moving close to you. I enjoy most of the optics and other modifications for the gun. I actually have close to no complaints regarding the weapon attachments at all, till difference from Vanguard. Although it does bother me that an attachment takes one of the yellow spots in your creator class, meaning that the more attachments you use, the less of everything else you can have. If you already maxed your creator class, a simple optic to your weapon can require you to remove a pistol or something else that just because you don't have enough slots. I love the maps in this game. They're quite recognizable, most of them at least, and all of them are enjoyable and definitely playable with ease and with minimized bullshittery. Hey, maybe the Vanguard developers should have looked at Black Ops 4 to learn how to do maps for the game. In short, I love these fucking maps, all of them. No complaints whatsoever regarding the maps. Kill streaks in this game are quite fun to use, and they definitely feel rewarding after having survived long enough to use either, and I can be proud of my accomplishments as I send away my kill streak to fuck up someone else's ability to earn theirs, cause fuck you, pal. I don't have much more to say about the multiplayer mode as far as I'm aware, but these reasons to both love and hate the game should give you a bit of perspective. I assume most people would click off after this, if they haven't already, but we know that the true Black Ops fans are here to hear about the zombies mode as well. So next up is obviously zombies. I do not have a lot to add about the zombies mode in this game, except that I fucking hate the amount of DLC needed to have fun with zombies. I mean, unless you want to replay Arena 1,000 times in a row. Personally, I love how the zombies mode works in the game. All the free maps are nice, but I only really play on IX, aka Arena. I do find it a nice addition how you can select the 4 perks, one of which is even boosted to have extra power. One is placed in every of the 4 sections that neighbor the podium, being Odin, Zeus, Ra, and Danu. And I swear the only thing I hear when writing these names is the champion of Odin has been slain, and a contender calls the champion of Danu, and so on. As I mentioned, I really like the zombies map. It's in fact my favorite zombies map of all time, and I will get burnt for saying that too. And I really enjoy how the zombies in this game work. It is a bit different to the zombies in Cold War or Black Ops 2, but it's different in a good way if you ask me. However, a lot of people dislike the choosing of perks and how small the map was for Arena, so on and so forth. Okay, so the last section, the mode that no one cares about, Blackouts, alright. I remember this being a huge thing among Twitch streamers when it was new, but quickly got boring, and I don't remember anyone streaming this game mode past its first few weeks. In all honesty, Warzone is a much better Battle Royale, especially considering that both of these are Call of Duty game modes. That kinda does give you a high fucking standard after all. Blackout is your typical Battle Royale. You get onto the map, collect loot such as weapon, bandages, items, and attachments that you can put on your weapons. Whoever is last wins the game, you get it. And as a Battle Royale, this game mode does work fairly well, but it's also not as good as it could have been, which is why nobody really cares about this game mode anymore. Phew, that was a long video, and I could have added so much more to every section. Really, I was just here to tell you how Black Ops 4 works in a basic sense and give you the reasons as both to hate it and love it. But my honest opinion is that Black Ops 4 is a great game, which could have definitely been greater, but that doesn't make it bad if you ask me. As I said earlier, it seems as though you either hate the game or you love the game. And I love Black Ops 4. Tell me your own thoughts and opinions on Black Ops 4 in the comments, as well as more things I could talk about in my future videos. Thanks for sitting through this with me. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more videos. Now thank you and have a great day.